Good afternoon. From the final of the 2017 Dumfries Open Goldline Scottish Curling Tour game between the teams of Bryce and McMay, and we've already started. We're off and running very quickly on this first end, and I'm joined once again by David Owen. Hi David.
Afternoon, John. How are we doing?
Great.
It's a bit of a speed start to this end.
It is, aye. I mean, we could have the first end finished before we've started to work out what's happening. Like.
I think so.
Anyway, we trust that anyone watching this game has been following the other games which have been ongoing since Friday afternoon through yesterday and this morning.
Yeah, it's been a fairly long day here at the Ice Bowl. A bit longer than normal Sundays here. We normally just do semis and a final on the Sunday, but quarters, the semi-finals and the final all today. Both teams were given the option to start this final a little bit sooner, but they didn't want to do that, so we've got away at a good time. We're away on time, which is, at the end of a competition, is not too bad. We'll take that.
It's easy for us sitting here or watching this at home, that we perhaps forget about the efforts, the physical and mental efforts that the teams have had, and so they've had 2 games this morning already.
Yeah, they're entitled to a wee bit of downtime, aren't they?
I don't know if they're entitled to it.
They're taking it. Entirely reasonable. Entirely reasonable.
Curling itself is a demanding sport when you're getting into these competitions now. A competition over a weekend is just about guaranteed 3, 4, 5 games, and no matter where you're playing, even the skip who kind of stands there and shouts orders, there's still a lot of effort, as I said, physical and mental involved in it. But these are athletes who watch what they're eating, refrain from drinking anything that would cause them any harm, and always conduct themselves impeccably.
That's the one.
That's it. Do you think that we'll see a beginning of the game with very few stones in the house, David? Will it continue like this, or is this just the way that the end is developed?
I think we are quite likely to see this for a few ends, I have to admit. It might get a little bit better as time goes on, but it only takes one stone round that and then a miss and the end's alive again. But I don't think either team will be particularly shy at keeping it clean, and they'll both back themselves in a tight game as well, which is probably the key thing.
For those that may look at this game later on, especially for those that are further afield than here in Scotland, Dumfries is in the southwest part of Scotland, just over the border from the English border from Cumbria. A lovely part of Scotland that's sometimes bypassed by people. We've got quite a number of curling competitions here in this dedicated curling hall, and I think that we've certainly got a quite large competition every 2 or 3 weeks, I think, this year, David, is that correct?
I think there's only about 3 weekends throughout the season and there's no curling on.
Right, okay.
So we start in a fortnight time with the Margarita competition, which I have to say I haven't been hugely involved with, but 64 teams, 63 teams, something like that. Something a big event anyway.
Yes, the Margarita, one of our local curlers, Ian Dyer, has been involved in it, and they've got their own committee and old setup, and it appears extremely well organised, with curlers from both Europe and the American continent playing in it. Apparently a very sociable event, and I think that we're very fortunate that they've chosen to come to Dumfries. Great for the local businesses as well as for ourselves as an ice rink, and hopefully it would attract some of the players to come and perhaps enter in some of our competitions, open competitions in the future.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key things, isn't it? It's good for Dumfries and Galloway. Attracts a lot of people in one weekend or week. I think that one's running over. So yeah, no, really good, and certainly keep an eye on our social media pages and find out a wee bit more about that competition. We'll follow that one up in December with the Champions Curling Tour event, which is due from a Thursday to a Sunday, mid-December. Can't remember the exact dates, I have to admit, at the moment, but in around there. We've also got the Hardy Senior Open, that one's in November. We've got the Senior Qualifiers in January. We've got the Mixed Double, CCT Mixed Doubles coming through as well. That's in March. We've got the Junior International in April. A fair bit going on.
And somewhere in between there, we have the English, Irish and Welsh Curling Associations, who at some time or another will be attending here and playing one or other of their competitions, and we enjoy seeing them here. We enjoy their company, and it's become a kind of regular feature. So here, the second end of this final, we've got the Bryce with the two shots lying in the centre there. McNeil's got the hammer, and these are the first of Bryce's skip stones. Just a wee bit offline there, just drew a wee bit more than possibly what they would have liked. Given opportunity here for McNeil to get on there. In fact, he's really got to get on there, and
it's a tough opening draw, isn't it?
It is, What we've found is that if you're just a wee bit too light, the stones, the draw takes the stones, and you're not going to get anywhere near your target area. And if you're just too fast, you're going to slip through the back. So a lot of pressure on the skip here.
There's not a lot to aim for, really, is there?
No, really, no. Something that's about, what, 10 inches wide.
Going to be a little bit of a guess at the line as well, which is probably the biggest problem. I think he's done enough to cut at least one out. That was a really good effort. Yeah, cuts it down to a 1.
Yes.
Not the ideal start, but facing 2, we'll probably take that as a result at that stage.
I think so, because again, because we were talking about the ice, very difficult for them, and the last thing he wanted to do was to put it too hard and put it through the back and give them a 2. So
just a quick look on screen there how the teams got to the final. So Team Bryce only losing 1 game, avenged that in the semi-final, of course. So coming into this final with a 5-1 record. And McNeil exactly the same, even to the point where they also avenged their only defeat in the semi-final.
strong curling from both teams in David.
Yeah, absolutely. And we covered both them defeats, didn't we, John? That was they were both webcast on Friday night.
That's right.
One after the other. So,
to be able to find these games where, David?
YouTube.com/Dumfries Curling. Which is probably where you're listening to it now, or watching it right now. Probably, not always. You can also see on the Dibca website, dibca.co.uk. It's always worth keeping an eye on our Facebook page as well if you do a search for Dumfries Curling. There's a few people down on the ice with access to that, so they were throwing in odd bits of games live onto Facebook. There's a choice of 2 games at one point on Friday night.
So a relatively quick end there. Really wasn't much time wasted by the script, I don't think.
No, and this is your question in the first end of how do we think these ends are going to go. This is probably the key shot to find out how this end's going to go. Relatively quick first end up, certainly quicker than the semi-finals went, so which is all good.
So to all those young people that may be watching this and who are asked to play lead, just remember that David's just said this is a key stone, and so therefore the rest of the game is built upon the lead stones, so a really, really important position to be able to play well in.
The most important front end union.
Yes, well, certainly with our adult coaching program, when we push an adult into the club, we've been doing a club program so that the clubs are aware that they should really be trying to put someone who's been through the coaching program second.
Absolutely.
As opposed to giving them the pressure of playing in a new team in the lead position and having all that pressure upon them to get the stones in.
Good reply from the McNee team. Gets I think it's by the Garden, sorry, it's not quite past.
Just a wee nick there, eh?
So decision time now for Bryce. How much of a girdle does he want to make this? Not got last stone, of course, so.
Actually, it might not even just be a bad shot at this moment in time just to lie onto the centre and ignore this one, which is going to hit, I think.
I think he was looking at that briefly, and then I would suggest from where the brush is, he's going for the hit in the end. Kenny Murray, the chairman of Dibca, joining us just now. How's the competition going, Kenny?
It's went really well. One or two wee problems with the ice possibly yesterday and today, but the final sheet looks to be playing okay at the moment. Seems to be swinging both hands.
It's pretty good. We were down there between the games, and there's certainly a lot of effort going in to just make a few wee tweaks.
Yes, I think that would be fair. I think Nigel's done a good job over the weekend, our new ice technician here at the Ice Bowl. He's still relatively young in the job, but he's gaining experience in every competition, and it's a learning curve for him. Hopefully we can get it right come later on in the season when we've got some big competitions here at Dumfries.
Yeah, we're just going through the big competitions, quite a season of it. And for those that don't know, historically the ice staff have been working a shift pattern essentially, so we rotated staff between weekdays, weekends, day, evening, night time. So this season we've got a full-time ice tech, which fair to say is making quite a difference.
Yes, as I said, he's relatively new in the job. He was making the ice last year, but as you said, David, on a shift basis. But this year he's basically on his own, along with other members of the staff. So hopefully he'll get things right, and we get good ice here at the Ice Bowl.
Yeah, I think, as you say, there's a few wee tweaks, but they are tweaks really. They're not the inherent problems maybe we've had in previous years. So.
No. As we said at the break there, the weather over the weekend has been changeable, and that was a noticeable problem here at the Ice Bowl over the years. When the weather changed outside, we had problems with the ice, but it has changed twice or thrice over the weekend, and the ice has held up well. Just possibly one or two of the hands have been straight, swing in one hand and straight in the other hand, but watched one of the semi-finals there, it was the Cammy Bryce game, and they were swinging both hands, and it looks as if they're swinging both hands here in the sheet that we've got the final on.
It does, which is good to see. Certainly shouldn't be any excuses about the ice, but inevitably there will be, tends to be one team that...
Well, the ice is always good if you win, but
exactly.
If you get beaten, the easiest thing to blame is the ice.
Absolutely, always happens. Understandable as well, to be fair.
I think even at club curling, if you get beat, you blame the ice. It's the easy option.
It's the only option sometimes. Thanks, Kenny, much appreciated. We'll let you away.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely going home to watch the football. Hopefully for a Scotland win tonight.
You never know. You never know. Might be about right. It'd be crueler to lose at the playoff round than just now. So yeah, that'll be about right.
But that's just Scotland for you.
It is. It is. So this end following a very similar path to the previous ends. Bryce just looking to replace the guard, I think. And I suspect the guard will then be removed, and we were just wondering after that whether Bryce will then switch his guard to the other side of the centre line. The sweeper showed a bit of concern on that one, but that's fine. There's a few nervy moments there, but it's fine. It's in place. Really tricky double now. Could either leave the stone line or block up the path to the bottom for a draw as well. So need to be a fair weight behind this one. A few horsepower coming up, I would think. Let's see if our call was right. I've switched the guard. Yep. As you said before, John, there's two ways of guarding this, isn't there? You could be right in on the 8 foot and guard this. I don't think, you don't want to get too greedy. You've got a good chance to block the whole of the 4 foot by being out the house and not leaving any kind of slash triple or anything daft like that. So line will be the key thing. Yeah, just looking for the 4 foot line really, just off the try of tri-curling. Just a wee touch shorter. Using the tri-curling logo to underline it, I think.
Don't like the way Ross is moving right away around there.
Just over swinging a wee touch. It's pretty good though. There is a draw right the way around, but it's not an easy one at all.
But if you can get in.
Last stone. My bad.
Oh, right.
Not helping you here, John, am I?
I wasn't looking. My apologies, folks. So a lot of pressure on McNay here. And you'll notice that he's come in about 6 or 8 inches with where he's holding the brush.
Interesting to see how much this one swings.
I think the stones were redone before this. I think Graham was talking about redoing them.
I think that was the plan. I think there may be an issue around sandpaper
Right,
requirement.
okay.
Yeah, he's away. It's just nowhere near the weight, I don't think.
We didn't have the special sandpaper.
Our home base was out of it, one of the two.
You can't order it from home base.
Nah.
You've got to order it from elsewhere.
Ah, there you go. So either way, it's not been done. So
oh well. So it's the ice that's nice preparation that's providing a nice.
It's a
drawing
genuine.
mark.
It's a genuine swing. It's not not overly aggressive stones. So.
Oh, that's excellent. If anybody's sitting there wondering what the number 5 is or that, we've got each rink has got a number in order that when we're televising these broadcasts we can quickly pick up which rink it is. So odd numbers are at the far side and even numbers are at the lounge side.
The home end.
Do we have home ends?
Home end's the end of the lounge, I would say.
Oh, right, okay.
That's how I would describe it. I'm getting back up here, so that's fine. I've not gone off my rocker.
Okay.
It's been a long weekend, so I just thought I'd better check there.
Right. So we could put a big sign up, home and away.
Home and away.
So that's Kenny Murray disappearing away there. I had thought about trying to jib him and see if it would give us some money for some projects of ours, but
Part-timer.
that's right. Well, like us, we've got nothing else to do this weekend. Saying that, I'm sure your good wife would be turning around and saying, I'm sure that if David was here, I could give him some tasks to do.
I was just thinking the kids have probably learned a new swear word with you saying that. So.
Hiya kids, if you're watching this. Your dad's still here.
Yeah, I think Ailey and Callum were going to be watching it, so hello. Be home shortly, honestly.
Don't burst the balloons.
So McNee still having to kind of play with the opposition stones in the head there, not ideal. So looking to throw up some guards, see what happens.
Team McNee's not really just getting control of these ends, are they?
No, they've not generated any misses out the Bryce rink at the moment. Fairly straightforward shots that team's having to play, so again going for the guard. And it's just drifting into the rings. I don't think it really changes what Bryce would have done with it. I think it would have been exiting stage right or left as in any case. behind a guard that's a wee bit longer, there's maybe more chance of a jam into the stones or something, but just because it's drifted in, it's fairly straightforward to get rid of now.
I always find it's a wee bit, well, demoralising isn't the right word, but when you're the skip and you're in this position, you're thinking, what can I do to generate an error with them, you know? Where can I find their weakness? And sometimes you maybe do something that you wouldn't normally do in order to try to generate that weakness or error.
And that's a little bit of an error, the force there, to be fair. I wouldn't say the force that has been created. You saw a slightly slack shot there, going for the double, but missed the double, but has also generated a wee pocket.
And if McNay can get in here, I mean, it's just the fact that it's just two ends, and we're seeing a lot of blue stones and not many yellow stones. That's the only issue, really.
Yeah, I mean, there was a pocket there already, but that pocket's a whole heap tighter now.
And there is a hole there, that's a problem as well, by the way. You know.
Yeah, that's 2 stones away from where they wanted it, really. And I think they might have a go at trying to get that yellow through the gap. Because by doing that, it automatically takes us back yellow out the equation, I think.
Might just get, you can see that...
they might just go, I was just going to say they might go aggressive and just try and freeze it, but there's just no need to. So, 3-0 up. In control of the game, get rid of it.
So McNeil will be hoping this goes wrong and it jams onto the blue and bounces across to the right hand side and gets locked into there.
It's going to be quite a demoralising one for the McNay rink. I mean, these back 2 blues could go, which I don't think Bryce will be particularly fussed about. So it's been good.
Has done it.
Yeah, they'll be happy enough with that. That said, let's Winnie get a freeze in here, which they would have preferred to see that yellow squeeze through the hole better than that. I have to admit, I thought it was going through the hole better than that. So
it looked like it, but clearly it just caught in one and went across the other one. So
yeah, just took the pace out of it completely.
And that's maybe just a wee advantage towards McNay here. Bearing in mind they've got the hammer as well. Maybe just too much pace on this.
Yep, just too much pace. Easy to get both of them, but they'll have a go at it. And again, don't spare the horses. That's good. Yeah, good effort. Squeezes that yellow out sideways. Don't think they could have done too much better than that.
No, really, but at the same time, I must admit that I think that McNay won't be too perturbed. He might actually be thinking that that's a handy yellow away out there in the wing there. Just a question of trying to get control of this centre bit here. I was just going to say lying dead. If he was lying dead on that centre blue there.
Yeah, I think he's going to move one of these blues. Hit and roll in front of the other one, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I just think if you freeze in there now, you've only got 2 stones left to move 2 stones.
Alright, okay, I am maybe forgetting about the
Bryce
number
is
of
also
stones
going to
that's
play a couple of stones in that time. So I think if you're looking for a 2, you probably do need to move one of these.
You're right, I was maybe looking at it from a blinkered point of view. We hit and roll across. I never got the hit roll, did I?
Those hits not a disaster.
The doubles more on David, is it?
I think the blue's in the way of the double, John.
Will it jam it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. That's why I'm saying I don't think the nose hit was a complete disaster.
Right. Okay.
Unless he goes for a kind of slash across, but risky, an unnecessary risk at this stage, I would say.
So a reminder that this is the final of the 2017 Dumfries Open. New faces, new teams, and
Well played.
and it's not inexpensive compared to some competitions. The costs are relatively low.
Prize money's good.
I'm not just sure what prize monies are, but we do our best in that. So.
Winner, it's a £1,000 game this we're watching just now.
That's
So
a lot of money for
£600 to the winner. Runner up is 400. Beaten semi-finalists were £350, I think it was, and beaten quarter-finalists were 250. So entry fee back for getting beaten in the quarter-final.
There you are. Have a weekend out in the Dumfries and hopefully you get
Woofed.
your money back.
Well, there we go. That's a game changer, Joe. Draw for a 3 now.
Was that my name? Was that Bryce?
Yep.
How did you miss that?
I think by the brush lapping he's probably asking the same thing.
Wow.
Totally freshed.
I would think that the coach will be getting the red pen out there, big circles and dots on the computer screen or whatever they do.
There's a huge chance here for McNee to get right back into this game. Looks pretty good. Big score of 3. Ties the game after 3 ends. Wow, where did that come from?
No. We should shut up.
What do we know?
So we're just both teams having a wee review of the last end. I'm thinking about, I don't know if we talk about what the next end or if it's just a let's keep going.
One team would have been, well done lads, stick in, good end, and the other one would have been, please don't let that happen again.
Right, okay.
I suspect. I don't think they'll need told that, to be fair. Hence Cameron Bryce is down the other end already. It's a big part of the game, isn't it? Putting that in behind them and carry on.
You've got to. I think I see it mostly when you look at motor racing, especially Formula 1, and millions and millions spent on one race, and something goes wrong and the driver just stands there and says, well, forget about it, these things happen, and the team has done its best and has lost all these points, and the team's sitting and saying, oh, there's millions in that because of some small error that's either the driver's fault or
$10 million to go racing for a weekend, and hey presto, we didn't replace the 89p spark plug.
Something like that. I don't think they have 89p spark plugs on these kind of cars.
Possibly.
Probably about £2,000 for a spark plug.
There'll still be a part on there that costs the same as it does, or they need late at night and they just have to go and buy it from the local hardware shop or something. There'll be something on every car that's just
must be
gaffer tape. Still use gaffer tape for brake ducts, don't they? To block off brake ducts when it rains.
So here we are in this fifth end of this 8-end game. That's David heading for home now to see his wife and the twins. So still a close game, and it's anybody's game here. McNee has the hammer. So if you're new to curling, or thinking about the sport, this may appear easy, but it takes a lot of skill to hit the brush right every time, play the right weight, and same with the skip there. They've got to understand the ice and understand what each player, any wee foibles that they've got. A lot of tactics in it, and that's what's happening at the moment. Both teams would prefer to be in a position where they could get a 2 as opposed to taking a single. So you've got Bryce trying to force McNee to take that single, which would then give him the hammer, in other words last stone advantage. Or Bryce would also quite willingly steal a 1. In other words, normally you expect the person with the hammer to win the end, but if the opposition can win that, it's viewed as they have stolen the end of the person with the hammer. So both skips have positioned the brush, the target, or the aiming point, more or less the same. And we've now got a clear end, so kind of forces Bryce's hand as to what he can do. And he's elected to draw behind the guard into the button area. Our apologies that the stones haven't altered this time, purely down to the fact that we were just discussing how to close down this program at the end of the game. So hopefully I've got the directions right. So McNee giving an indication to his player that he wants him to hit the guard and hopefully take or catch that shot that's in the house and clear both of them. Looks no bad from here, and an excellent shot, and you've got a wide open house here. So, both teams looking for an error from the other players. We saw one last end when Cameron Bryce went to take one of the shots out with his last shot and missed it. And the end result was that the McNay team drew the shot and picked up the 3 that you can see on the board there. So the Goldline Scottish Curling Tour is brought to you by British Curling Supplies. You can find their website on the internet, and you can order any of the curling supplies that you want direct from them. And I believe that they supply throughout the world. So Ross White in the house there. Ross is a local curler, started here at Dumfries Ice Bowl, really applied himself to it. He's a great golfer as well, so really worked hard, trained hard, constant practice, and has been successful in his own right in quite a large number of curling competitions, both home and abroad. So quite an inspiration to a lot of our young curlers here. He and another local curler, Sophie Jackson, playing the mixed doubles, and I think I'm right in saying that they're going to the World Mixed Doubles. If I'm wrong, I do apologise, but I've kind of lost track of where people are going to and what they're involved in. Well, no missing there from Cameron Bryce. I'm not sure that was a kind of resigned kind of getting down onto the ice there from the McNay team. So, McNay being taken a one. I'm not sure it's fair to say that he was forced to take the one. Alright, well that was my daughter Gillian, just come and give me a cup of coffee. Gillian just got engaged this week to Scott, so we wish them congratulations and all the best for the future. Gillian's a keen curler, plays for both Dumfries and New Abbey, and she doesn't want to say anything. Anyway, I was sufficiently distracted there. I'm not just sure how many shots were played in the last few minutes there. You'll see the players, the skips talking to each other. A lot of these skips and that, they play with each other, they go to the same competitions, and curling's one of those sports where you are friends when you go onto the ice and you're still friends when you come off the ice. That's why you shake hands with your opponents at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. And then normally both teams will socialise with each other and discuss the game at some stage after it. At the end of the day, it's a sporting event. Well, everybody tries to do their best. At the time for their own team. We're not here to. The game is not intended that it is in any way based on animosity or anything else like that. So, a unique feature of the game compared to some other sports. If we can get past this, that was nearly, just a wee catch there. Right. So if I picked it up right, Bryce is looking to draw a shot down to the left as we view it, using that guard there. It looks as if it's drawn a lot and it might just catch there. No, excellent, well done, well judged. This looks a good one as well from McNay. Just needs to draw a wee bit more, just to lock into it. I think I would have liked it just a wee bit better than that. So that when it's struck that it takes the blue out, but or that it would have stayed in, but anyway we are where we are. So Bryce not given much ice, so he's looking for a bit weight on this. Straight down. He's moving to the side there as if the stone's bending to the side, and yes, there it is. It's on to onto that guard. It just went all wrong for Bryce there. It can only have been a lack of weight. That's the only thing I can think about. When you see where the yellow stone ended up and the others moved about, there certainly wasn't that much weight on it. So normally the skip gives an indication of what weight they're wanting, whether it's to be strike, half strike, barrier, hack. So one shot has changed the whole end and possibly the game at this moment in time. McNay looking to. He certainly wasn't looking for that. So, looks like the player played the brush where it was, but just a wee bit too heavy, and it never drew, and the result was it went straight as a die. went past the shot that they were aiming for, and it took out the back one. It has moved forward a wee bit, but towards the centre. Again, are they catching that front one? We've seen such a lot of that. With players just, or skips, just not getting it 100% right and catching the guards and just not getting where they wanted to be. But that's been a good result for Bryce in some ways, or the best result that he could get. A double here. Oh, a great result for him. Great result for McNeil. And a well played shot there by the Bryce team, by I think it would be Ross White. Looks as if it's going to be close past that front one. If it can get past it, it's good. If it's not, it's bad. Just not 100% sure exactly what the final decision there was as to whether or not they're looking for Bryce to just put a guard in that hole there, or whether he's actually looking to come through it into the centre there. A danger for Bryce is that McNee has got 2 yellow shots there that he could try and drive up, either one of them. Sweepers are really working this hard. Even if it catches the right hand side one and just comes across, it's not bad. So Bryce line 2 against him. A lot of pressure here because ice has been tricky in that, well, nice draws and got good speed in that. You've really got to get your weight and your direction absolutely spot on in order to achieve what you want. So here we've got McNee looking to move his own yellow stone on the right there, some 4 foot into the centre. It looks okay, it looks good at the moment. He can't afford to catch the opposition one. I'm not sure if he's cut down the back blue or not. So it may just be 1 for Bryce at the moment. So it could just be 1, and what Ross White was suggesting there was put some weight down. You'll hit that front yellow, you'll hit the blue, it'll bounce onto the yellow on the right hand side there, and it'll go out and you'll get your 2 from the back. Cameron asking somebody that's probably down in the hack at the far side. No. He's got his lead and second up. So a team decision, important decision for them. This is the 6th end, 2 ends to go. All these players have got considerable experience in the curling circuits, and as a team there comes a point where you're looking for alternative views or best views. Somebody can see a different angle from you, or maybe played a different shot or remembers a different way that it's been played. So into the split there. I think they're looking for a 3. Ultimately, it's up to the skip to play. He's a man that's got to be sure of what he's doing. The fear here from the Bryce rink is that they just end up with one, if that is the case. And conversely, the McNay team are hoping that they just get one. So, I'm going to have to look at the scoreboards to see what happens there. So, I'm advised that it was only a 1. So, McNay looking to capitalise on that and pick up a 2 or a 3, or perhaps even blank the end, so that when he goes into the 8 end, he has the last stone advantage. So Bryce looking to get a 2 or 3, or only allow McNay to get a 1, so that when he goes into the 8th end, that he then has the hammer. Different tactics from different skips. We've seen other skips and that wouldn't have put guards out there. They would have taken the game into the house. Here we've got both skips have got guards out the front. Nice wee hit and roll from the McNay team, putting their stone out on the edge there. Always the opportunity that Bryce team might just not play the weight and with the draw past the side of it. But a solid shot, solid weight, and as we can see, rolls in. Oops. Kind of forgetting that David's not here to take the stones off the top of the screen, so I'm not just sure if I'm 100% right or not. Just shows how you take things for granted. So, playing away to the extreme right hand side of the sheet, and I can't remember us having played there or so far out before, so it'll be interesting to see the final result here. That was a good result. Sweeper's working it hard, it's starting to draw. And whether just a wee bit narrow or whether just a wee bit down in weight, end result is the same. A bad mistake from Team McNay, a really bad mistake at this stage in the game. So McNeil looking to just draw onto that centre blue there. Locked into it would be good. He might be quite happy if it's been pushed back a few inches, I'm not sure. Looks as if it'll have enough to run it back a bit. One thing is the yellow may bounce out. I think that's not what he would like. Opportunity here for Bryce just to take that out, and he's still got this winger sitting on the right hand side there. So as you can see, taking about 2 foot of ice there, and still wanting to catch the inside of that blue stone and come across somewhere behind the yellow. Law of effort. Looks good. Looks good. So McNay really needs to hit this and not get a nose hit. He really needs to maybe even move to the right hand side. Just maybe 18 inches. What's that in old new money? About what, 20 centimetres, 30 centimetres to the right hand side. That'll be more than that. 80 or 90 centimetres to the right hand side. But he doesn't want to roll out. Not a bad shot there, not a bad return. If Bryce gets this wrong, he could jam that on to the back. He's not going to take that risk. Well, no, he's going to draw the shot. Brave shot from Bryce here. Hoping that he can put one in the centre there. Force McNay to take it and either miss it or run out just to take the one. Can't afford to catch the guard though. Is it going through the middle? Oh. What a bad result. So McNay, he playing his shot to draw for 2. Still to be done. Still to be done. Is it here? They got to stop. Yes. 2-2 McNay. So at this point, David would be saying, well, John, do you think we'll be going to an extra end here? And I wouldn't rule it out. So it started out with as a what appeared to be a kind of one-sided game. Then we ended up appeals due to a miss from the Bryce rink, which allowed the McNay team to come back in. Things have been up and down in the middle, and it appeared that the Bryce rink had the upper hand, or control most of the tight ends, and then we just had that change there, and we ended up with McNay being able to draw for a 2. So the ups and downs of curling, what makes it an interesting game. So McDay has taken the game to the centre of the house. Bryce is putting on a corner guard. Bryce keeping the game in house. Just maybe a foot or two too far, but Bryce not wanting to hit anything at this stage, not wanting to get into a hitting game. Last end, he needs a 2. McNay will be saying, well, even if Bryce took a 1, forced an extra end, McNay would still then have the hammer in the 8th and final end, the 9th and final end. Oops. Keep forgetting to press this button. 2, 3, 4. 2. It's a lot easier to work out what shots have been played when they're all in front of you. Looks a wee bit heavier than what I thought it was. I thought it was just going to lie on it. I don't think this is going to be... Oh. I thought that was not going to be good for the McNee team, but it's maybe not turned out too bad after all. A bit pressure on Bryce here. I'm presuming that the way that they're looking at this, that yellow shot is perhaps beating the blue at the back there. Sorry. The yellow shot is beating the blue. Is he going to crash or is he getting past? No, you're getting past. Well swept, people. Just a nice wee tap back there. So, sufficient space there for them to play either hand on this one. Oh, good result for McNee. So even although he got the hammer here, a bit pressure for Bryce. That looks a quite difficult shot across there. Looks almost square, but clearly wasn't much space there, and as a result it obviously drawn, and just well, I think that it's went the wrong way for it's certainly not assisting them. Still 2 shots against the Bryce rink. No, unless he thinks there's a double on across there. Is that what McNee's suggestion option is? Taking a lot of ice. Oh, I changed their mind. Good job the brushes don't leave marks on the ice. Lots of squiggly lines up there. Wow. An inviting target there. And Bryce is going to use it as a stop. Seems a bit weight on this for something that's wanting to lie in there, but I'm up here, they're down there. Just Bryce will be quite happy at that. In fact, be very happy at that. Probably would have liked to have hit that on the other side so that it actually bounced out the way. Remember, Bryce is looking for 2 to win this game. McNee only needs 1. Is this too heavy? No. But the double is on there. But it's not the easiest of doubles. I don't think if he plays a left-hand shot that it'll jam on the left-hand yellow. I would think he would play the double. Because otherwise Bryce is just going to draw the last shot. The other thing is maybe will he hit the centre one and will it bounce to the right and he will lie against the one on the left there. I would suggest, gentlemen, you don't have that much of a choice. Not unless what he's trying to do is take the two of them and work out how to get his own shot to lie in the centre. Which means that Bryce has got to hit his shot. And if he doesn't get it right and goes out, McNee wins the game. Been a great game between two great teams who played really well. Some really good curling. A lot of thought at times in the tactics of the game. It's been quite fluid in how the skips have had to change their tactics to meet the opposition's demands. They're not playing what I thought they were going to play. So, if that shot's locked onto the blue one, difficult shot to shift. If you don't get it right, what happens is the yellow goes onto the blue, and blue flies out, yellow stays where it is, yellow wins the game. What a great shot from McNee there, it really was. Clearly thought about what he was going to do, had a discussion, and came up with that decision to lock into that blue, which was really a challenge, but he met it, really was. A really first class shot. Put a lot of pressure on Bryce here. A lot of pressure. So, is he looking to do the same, to draw straight onto that yellow? The button is still there. A dead draw onto the button. We'll give him one shot and an extra end. Alright. It's funny how you go down to the other end when you're the skip and you look up and you think to yourself, well, what if? Is that now possible? It looks different from down here. Should I change my mind? Is that the best? I've just spoken to someone down there and made up his mind, and he's going to play the shot, and it looks as if he's trying to do the same, to draw that centre button. It has to be the right weight. It has to be right on it and just crash onto it and not go left or right. And yes, well done. Well done. So, the tension rises. The only thing I can say is that there's no problems regarding cars in the car park because there's no time limit and in the surrounding streets, so nobody has to rush away home or back to their cars to shift it. So, a fitting then for a final, we hope. And if we have a blank end here, it's a clockwise last stone draw will determine the winner. I'm just going to disappear for a minute or two. So we're getting through the stones in this final end, sorry, in this extra end. So McNay with the hammer, clearly just clearing the centre stones out the road there. And Bryce without the hammer, wanting the cover. Or maybe just jump the gun there. So plenty to cover out the front there. But McNay not liking it. Looking to do some damage, and he certainly did that. did what he wanted to do. It might look as if he nearly missed it, but he didn't, and that's all that matters. Discussion. What's the ice like? What's the speed? Is it still the same? Is the speed of the ice still the same? What's the draw like? Has it changed much? Just getting as much information as possible so I can play this shot. Sweepers need to work it hard. So it's all in the last shot, eh? All in the last shots. After the best part of 2.5, 3 days of curling, the winner will be decided by the last few shots. So, Cameron Bryce has got to draw right onto the button, right onto that shot there. He did it last time, can he do it this time? If he can't, it's handshakes all round. And McNee's name goes on the winner's trophy. Difficult shot here. That guard up the front there, which Bryce actually put on himself. So he's got to get round that guard and enough weight so that it starts to draw into that centre on the button. It looks okay. It looks okay. It looks okay. Oh, is it drawn too much? Oh, is it too short? Ah, no, it was just too short by about 8 or 9 inches. So handshakes all round, and Team McNee are the victors. Great effort by Bryce there. I would have liked to have seen him get at it, just purely to see McNee play his last shot and see how he would have counteracted that. Or even, I've never seen a final go to a last shot draw. So anyway, it's immaterial. So from Dumfries Ice Bowl and the Gold Line Scottish Curling Tour of 2017, sponsored by British Curling Supplies, I'd like to say that's it. Thank you very much for watching our games, either live or later on. There are other games that we'll be putting on. If anybody's out there and local to the area and wants to come along and help us to present these on YouTube and through the internet, please get in touch with Graham Sloan and or David Owen, and we'd be only too happy for you to come along. All the best. Thank you.